Cerrone versus RDA. Here's a rematch for you, and here's a fun statistic. 5 years and 1 day after they met up for the first time under the unified rules of mixed martial arts, they're going to meet up under the unified rules of grappling and submission underground. So, a little bit on how this story came about. When RDA and Cowboy fought the first time, RDA tricked him. RDA was grappling heavy, and he was Mr. Grappler, and he was doing meaty. I'm going to take this guy down, and I'm going to use my jiu-jitsu. Comes out, fakes a takedown, pops back up with strikes. Tricked him. Tricked all of us. I remember watching that fight and go, ooh, RDA, you fooled me there. I didn't know you had such good hands, but it was a big moment for RDA. RDA was doing a lot of things right. He was this young, handsome guy. He was doing a lot of things right, but he wasn't necessarily getting the due. He wasn't necessarily getting some of the name fights. Cowboy helped him. Cowboy helped him to get the opportunity, as Cowboy has done for many people. But anyway, that's the backstory on these guys. So Cowboys always wanted to get that one back, and it was just one of these deals. So when Submission Underground was coming around, I called Cowboy, and Cowboy has some family out in Oregon. I know his uncle's out here. Just by example, said, Cowboy, you want to come back to Portland, around the holidays? Does that interest you at all? And he said, well, what's the date? And, there's just a couple of real quick questions. And he goes, yeah, I'll do it. And we hadn't discussed any opponents yet. And before I could say anything or take anything to him, he sent me a text message that said, with grappling, it's the same policy as MMA in terms of opponent. I don't care. I remember seeing that and just thinking that was cool. What a cool thing. Guys can say that, but when you're behind the scenes and this dude's telling the truth, he's coming as advertised. I thought that was a cool thing when Cowboy said that. And we had a couple of options for him. I was going in one direction. I was going after Mike Perry. Right away, I was going after Perry. You guys might remember Cowboy and Perry met up. Cowboy ended up submitting him in the first round. Nobody else has really been all that close to submitting Perry. And it seemed like one of those, maybe we need to see that again. We're just kind of getting thoughts and whatnot going. Perry ended up telling me off. I think I told you guys that story. Perry told me to take my shoes for a walk. In the meanwhile, we had somebody within the team get a hold of RDA. And RDA said, yeah, I'd like to come out to Portland. I'd like to do that match. And RDA doesn't like to fly. He doesn't love to fly. I didn't know this about him, but Oregon, he's in California. We're in Portland. He said, I can drive up, so I'm interested. There was something about the drive that also helped for him to be interested. But now these guys are really buckled down. And Cowboy was on me pretty hard. Hey, man, is this confirmed? Let me know when this is confirmed. He was saying, I want to get back to training, but I need things such as a date and opponent. And I said, yeah, man, this is confirmed. And he brought guys in. He's fully buckled down, pure grappling, pure jiu-jitsu, put 100% focus on this, which I happen to like. Not just for the event. I happen to like that for Cowboy. I happen to really like that he is able to get workouts right now, stay in shape, have a goal, and be doing something different. That's a hard thing to do for a professional fighter. And RDA gets to say the same thing. But RDA just got out of the octagon 2 weeks ago, right? It seems like one of these things that an athlete would enjoy and could really benefit from. Staying in shape, working hard, working towards something, but it's something different, which makes it new, which makes it less mundane. I think could have long-term effects. I think the Cowboy is going to be really, really happy at some point. They took a couple months aside and went and did something different. Anyway, I'm digressing on that topic. When you do look at these guys, it's very interesting because RDA is the more decorated and pure grappler, but RDA has a ton of respect for Cowboy. And if you go look at Cowboy's record, it's a lot like Anthony Pettis' record, in that as advertised, you're looking at a striker. But if you go look at the record, you're going to see as many submissions and you're going to see as many bonuses for submission of the night as you're going to see for knockouts and knockout bonuses of the night. It's very deceptive what Donald can do off of his back. Ask Edson Barboza, just by example. I mean, we could play this game for a while, but he's very tricky there. We had one of our producers go out and talk with RDA, doing a little, the behind the scenes and watching him grapple and then getting an interview. And RDA was extremely respectful. And it wasn't him trying to be nice. There was a real sincerity with saying, look, this guy's tricky. This guy's long and he does some stuff from the guard and you have to be ready for it. And he's a competitor. And the more I was listening to RDA, the more I started, yeah, he's right, man. That Donald is very tricky on the ground. And there's a reason that Cowboy didn't care who the opponent was and didn't even want to say in it. He can go with anybody. And the fact that they both put MMA on hold as a way to just focus on the unified rules from a competitive standpoint, the fact that they both are going through training camps and want to beat one another, right? When's a match matter to you guys? It matters when it matters to the guys in the match. How many times have you ever wanted to see a match where you find out one guy doesn't really care? Oh, I just wanted to, I thought it'd be fun. Oh, I just wanted to get a workout or experience. Man, what a bunch of crap. Go do that somewhere else. That's not what you have here. You have two guys who have brought teams in, who are focused, who are buckling down, who have not competed under the unified rules. Competed in grappling. They've competed in MMA. They have not competed under these rules. So it's a major cram session. It's a cram session to learn everything you can and learn how to win should we get into the overtime. If I could personalize this, but one of my first times in grappling, maybe my only time, like my first opportunity to go grapple was from Halleck Gracie in a show called Metamoris. And I had a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, and I get drawn into a guy named Andre Galvao. Now, I like grappling a lot, but I didn't follow grappling a lot. So I was not aware of who Andre Galvao is, but I'm told he's very good. This is like all I've heard at the time. I'm told that he's very good. So I remember going into Fabiano, purple belt, 6 weeks before the match when I agreed to this thing. I said, Coach, I need a black belt in 5 weeks, and in 6 weeks, I need to be the best in the world. I remember telling him this, and I remember the look on his face. And he said, all right, change. You need to be the best in the world of the sport of grappling in 6 weeks, that we've got to get to work right now. I only personalize this because I really understand when Cowboy and RDA are agreeing to go into this, they're in the same weight class in the UFC. There's a lot on the line. There's going to be major bragging rights, not to mention it's a rematch in a rule set that they're both familiar with but have never done. Like Fabiano said to me, there is no time to waste.